As far as stop talking to somebody because they have a difference of opinion or political view, who's right and who's wrong? Is it really about, like, in that sense, is it about being right, or is it having a perspective and continuing a conversation?
Roll me, Mac.
What are some of the biggest lies ever told to you in life? Santa Claus is real. This is gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. Thunder and lightning is God punishing you for the bad things that you did. That was told to me. Family will always be there for you in time of need. Let's see. I don't deserve you. Yeah, obviously that was a cover up or something else. Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'm gonna show up to that. Yeah, we're gonna go to the event. Yeah, we're gonna go up there. Yeah, I'm gonna call you right back. LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I'm just saying. OJ didn't do it. I mean, I say all these joking ones, but I mean, the lies that I would say to me that really have been like the biggest lies is that if you're kind, if you're nice to people, they'll be nice back to you. That's a lie that I told myself based on, I don't know what I was fabricating in my fucking mind about that, but never being taught boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And that, yeah, just sign on the dotted line. Don't worry. It'll be okay. Military. But truth be told, it was one of the worst experience for me. Just being away from everything I've known to be family. It taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Other lies that have been told. Really, television. And oh yeah, those are the biggest lies. Like investing so much into, putting your woman on a pedestal and all that queen shit. You know what I'm saying? Is going to get is a way to get the girls. Yeah, that's something that's taught at a very young age in the Black community, maybe in other communities, but I will only speak for ours because that's what I experienced. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your parents tell you is the truth. You know what I'm saying? We got the math homework right. Go to school, and we got half the shit wrong, but I can't fault them for not knowing math when I didn't know the shit either. Love makes everything okay. Another lie that you'll learn, especially as a man, growing up, and it takes more. It's more than to life than just. There's more to love than just love. You know what I mean? There's other things that go into account for that. This is not a down in love situation. This is just taking everything into account, what goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Resources matter for men, especially men who would like to be respected and who want to lead. The resources is definitely a big thing. Let's see. If you go to college, you're sure enough gonna have like a great life. Those are biggest lies. When you get out the military, you won't have anything. Heard that lie before. I mean, I guess it really depends on the roll of the dice and what job you get. But I was able I'm telling you, man, I can say a lot of things about my parents, but what they did, my dad pretty much wanting me to go to the Air Force versus Navy, coming from a Navy family. And then my mother having the idea of like, no, you going down there, talk to that recruiter and figure out what you're gonna do with your life type thing. So that was, I'm telling you, a total lifesaver. I don't get me today without going through that experience of fear of not knowing what the fuck I wanted to do with my life. But yeah, that I would say that right there, that's a truth. That's a truth there. But what some things have been told about the military once you get out of shit like that is definitely lies. The movies and how they build up stories and make you believe that this is how love works. You know what I'm saying? Like going through all these hoops and making chases. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the girl. It does not. You know what I'm saying? Like that does not happen. Going through loops and you know, like what the movies say, where it's like you're going through all these hoops and shit just to get the girl. It doesn't always fare that way. You know what I mean? That's just something that I've been able to recognize, pick up on. Well, at least like I said, at least for myself, I used to base my vision and illusion of life based on all the movies that I watched, whatever it was. When it came to clothes for school, music videos, I thought that's what you had to, you know, to wear or whatever. Similar to how like the kids of the 70s used to watch Soul Train to figure out what the fuck they was gonna wear to school. That's what me and my friends used to do for like music videos. Let's see. You'll be sad alone is one of the biggest lies I want to say that I've heard in that shit, because yeah, some people can be. It's all about how you focus it. And like if you're not happy by yourself, you're definitely not gonna, you know, be happy with somebody else. You know what I mean? Like you can't, like I wouldn't base my happiness solely on just being with this person. That's not going to fare well in the long run, long scheme of things, because you become codependent and your happiness is based off of you being with this particular person versus being by yourself. And it's something you had to learn the hard way. But you know, that's just part of, I think that's just comes with the territory as far as like being human and just going through the motions. All you have to do is move to Miami and you'll make it in the music business. That's the lie that I told myself when I got out of the Air Force. I just knew that me and my partner Chubb, what up Chubb? Our group was called JMSC, and we had our group was called, shout out to Chubb. We had a group called JMSC. It was John McAllister, Steve Chubbs, and we did we made a lot of tracks. But it didn't go down the way I thought it was in my mind. That's the lie that I told myself. More shit, more lies. That's solely on me. You know what I'm saying? As far as lies being told to me, you're not able to learn. You're not able to better yourself. Like however you are is what you are. You don't have to, like you're not able to build yourself up, grow, if you will. You know what I mean? And that's what I found to be like one of the biggest lies, is because I've been able to evolve from what I used to do, how I used to talk, how I used to think, how I used to carry myself, into present day me. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not to say that what I did was like, and whatever I did before, like I since was wrong. I've just grown from doing that shit. And I think there's phases in life where you can essentially grow from, you know what I'm saying, like grow from that. Tupac is still alive. Another lie. You know what I'm saying? What else is another lie told? It's just about like how things are carried on TV. Like I said, in the music industry, because again, wanting to be a part of this thing so much, you don't realize the darkness that comes with it. And I was able to study and watch a lot of things that kind of swayed my idea of what I thought you know what I'm saying, life was, and me making it in the music industry. This is young 22-year-old me thinking that they got the world figured out. Ooh, everybody, we all have it figured out at 22, 21, 20. We all got kids. We see how they behave between 16 and 25 and thinking they got everything figured out, right? That all you need is the church and your life is going to be fine. I don't dispute that church is a way of being helpful to you, but that's not gonna fix it all. It's not the church is not gonna fix everything. it takes work on your part. You know what I mean? I've seen people go to church and stand in the church, catch the Holy Ghost, holler, whatever, run around the church. And then when they get with their families, they still turn back into those demons. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, what is Jesus or whoever you're, following at your church, whatever your denomination is, what are they teaching you? Because you tend to be the same person when you come in the house. You know what I mean? So it's quite confusing. I would definitely say there's, as far as that line goes, I'm not against how church can improve your life and be beneficial to you, especially from a mental health, spiritual, emotional, all of that, even physical, if you will. But I think there's more to it than what meets the eye. You know what I mean? And like there's this misconception, at least it was for us little kids growing up in there. And the biggest lie is that, another biggest lie is that you're not good enough. And that's being told by your peers, and that's even told by yourself after hearing it for so long that you're not good enough. And it just, that voice reigns in your head that you're not able to do this. You're not equipped to do this thing here. And that's because what somebody told them. They're limiting themselves. They're trying to limit you, projecting their limitations onto you. And it doesn't have to be that way. And so, I look at those lies and able to fact check them and decide either it's the truth or it's nonsense. Thanks to Stoicism, given that premise for me as deciding, is this the truth or is it nonsense? Am I able to get better? Yeah, then that one is not factual. Is God punishing me during a thunderstorm? No. But it left for a lot of years of trauma. That's for sure. It was a whole lot of trauma that came with that shit. But I think, from off the dome, that's some of the biggest lies I believe I've been told in my life. And obviously there's been ways of overcoming it, but that's some of the lies that I've been told throughout, I want to say my 39 years here on this earth. What do you make of people who stop talking to someone for difference of opinion or political view? Depending on who that person was that you stopped talking to, it might have been beneficial. Toxic is toxic. You feel me? For me, a difference of opinion, have I done it before? For sure. I was like, when I didn't know any better, I certainly did. Stop speaking with somebody because I felt like I was right and they were wrong type thing. And this is before I used to look at shit at perspective. But when it comes to like that political shit, I find it to be interesting. Is that so you only want to talk to people that tend to agree with you. And a lot of us do that. If you look at like social media, especially around election time, and this election was very unique, to say the least. As far like for what it was for me was when I saw Biden cut himself off while talking to us at the podium, and he was asked a question. He started talking, and then he forgot where the fuck he was. I said, America, the world is watching America fall right before our very eyes. And then the other candidate is over there talking about how great of a man he is to us. You know what I'm saying? And things that he did, how the economy was, what I did this and that. And then we have Ms. Harris. And then, to add Kamala on to the fact of all that, that was going on, it was just a very interesting time. But then you got people voicing their opinions like through social media. And then they're saying, again, somebody saying that they write like Constitution-worthy post. Constitution-worthy post just to be right. Because what else is it for? You know what I'm saying? Likes, comments, of course. I guess it could be no different than doing a YouTube and Facebook show. You know what I mean? So pointing the finger and got 4 people pointing right back at you. But I mean, you see the point. What I'm making is like getting into like unnecessary arguments online to me is bogus, because most people are a lot of people tend to be stuck on what they believe. So once you say something that I don't believe, and if it goes against my party and shit like that, then they will really cut people off. They're like finding out that your friend is a Trump supporter, and then they've been there for you regardless of, you know what I'm saying, race, whatever, creed and shit. But because they're a Trump supporter, you really don't fuck with them no more. You don't get to decide why they're a Trump supporter, why they voted for Trump. Rather, it might not even be just a Trump supporter as the, you know, as the name, the stereotype goes. They might have just not want to vote for Kamala. Same way people did not want to vote for Trump in the last election. Doesn't mean they're Biden supporters, Joe supporters, whatever you want to call them. Crazy Joe, Batman, Lean on Me reference. That doesn't necessarily mean that they were a fan of Joe. They just didn't want Trump ass back in office because of all the shit that was going on, you know, good on both sides, you know, rushing the fucking White House, all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying, that was going on within his tenure, you know what I mean? But like, as far as stop talking to somebody because they have a difference of opinion or political view, who's right and who's wrong? Is it really about, like, in that sense, is it about being right, or is it having a perspective and continuing a conversation, like an essay question? You know what I mean? Like an essay question in college, you tend to just let things roll, and they roll. But as far as this shit goes, yeah, I did right or wrong, like being on social media trying to win a debate and all this shit. It's just not much comes from it. You know what I'm saying? You might share it with a few friends and like, look, this is what I told this person, or somebody might have seen another one. Look, this is what this person said. They make a really good point. And I mean, well within your rights to do so, but there's some folk that tend to get up in arms and worked up about this shit, and it's really just an opinion. That's really all it is. It's just a fucking opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's really just an opinion. And truth be told, it's either the truth or it's nonsense. It goes back to that old, you know, to that Stoic saying. It's either the truth or it's nonsense. And if indeed you don't agree with it, that's okay too. You don't have to be upset, you know what I'm saying, because you don't agree with something that's being said. You know what I mean? It's that inner child. Our inner child has to be right, or we're not good enough. Is commonly what we're telling ourselves without telling ourselves, and we're projecting it out, you know what I'm saying? Like when we get into debates, like you see people on sports shows and they literally trying to argue against one another about why Jordan is better than LeBron. Is okay, it's a preference, you know what I'm saying? Statistically, the facts are there, so you can decide whatever you want to decide, and you know what I'm saying? So, but to really, like how Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless had a moment on live television where Shannon had to take his glasses off and Skip had to be disrespectful, downright disrespectful to a black man. Put your glasses back on. I don't remember if he said boy, but we do know the connotation that goes to that. But again, anger's a choice response. I'm just making a point that having an opinion sometimes takes people out of their comfort zone, and then they just talk that bullshit. So nevertheless, my thoughts on people that cut off people for having a difference of opinion, or when it comes to like political views, I mean, like I said, that's totally up to them. If they had to protect their peace, I totally get it. If you have to protect your peace, do what you gotta do. What's best for you. That's how I see it. I mean, I certainly have cut folks off, not for political views, but literally just energy. Energy is not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? Energy is something that's always going to remain constant and present in your life. And remember how you feel when you're around somebody. You know what I mean? And it'll teach you everything you need to know. At least it's what I found out about that. But that's my thoughts on people who cut people off on like having difference of opinions and like political views. What's the most useless talent you possess? I have an impeccable memory, so I can soak up a lot of information. Like TV shows that we watch, commercials, things we saw in the store growing up as kids, even maybe something more recent. My long term memory is hell of a lot better than my short term. It takes a while for that shit to process, but I would say that yeah, long term memory is pretty potent. I can remember, like, especially like TV shows, movies, like lines. I can recite them literally. Like I can watch the movie in my head, like The Lion King or Home Alone, or like, you know what I'm saying, classic movies that, you know, we essentially grew up on, that I watched a lot while playing toys and shit, or just like sitting around the house. Like Martin, it's not a game. It's not a game. Martin in Living Color, all that shit. I can recite that shit verbatim. You know what I'm saying? It just, those episodes, you know, classic episodes just play outside the head. But useless talent, just random ass information. And then now that I've taken up book reading, it's of course more again, just soaking up random ass knowledge and listening to random ass wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, be it comics, be it mental health, be it history or science, whatever it is. But I would say the most useless talent that I have is just random ass facts and just knowledge that's in the mind on a day-to-day basis, just constantly like remembering this song that came on the radio, remembering when this song played in the movie, like the Pizza Hut song for the Ninja Turtles beginning of the tape, you know, VHS. For those of us who had it on VHS, you know what I mean? That song, that Off in the Distance joint. Off in the distance, the game striking on. Like that song that played in the video, the little kid, the little curly haired white boy, caught the ball, and then they all go to Pizza Hut, and he's acting like he knew what the fuck he was doing. You actually can see Goldberg from Mighty Ducks. Again, random information. He's inside that commercial right there. But yeah, I'd say just having random ass information about really anything, the most random ass info. That's probably the most useless talent that I have. Until it's time for trivia. What's changing in your life for the better? What's changing in my life for the better is awareness. I think more. I believe awareness of me, and what, and where I'm held accountable and responsible for my life and where it's going, and not trying to project that out to others and making them feel responsible for my happiness or just my life choices in general. Everything that's done is because of me. I've either enabled it or I've encouraged it. One of the two, whatever happens. So it's like, what's gotten better, I think, is just setting boundaries, right? Healthier boundaries with oneself, having some wake-up calls that definitely enforce you to have boundaries with yourself and seeing where you want to go with your life. And I think that's all part of growing up, right? Changing for the better, diet, thanks to doctors and, you know, the update that they give you about yourself. And it's not something that you want to hear, but I mean, you rather do the work now than try to do some worse work, larger bills later, you know what I mean? And nothing life-threatening, just like, all right, man, you're not 20 anymore. So let's kind of change out let's lower the sodium levels, let's lower the sugar, and let's get focused and up that protein, and which I've definitely done. That's definitely changed for the better, my protein intake, as far as like with me working out and all of that too. I like what I see in the mirror, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying, at the gym, at home too. But what's changed for the better? Financial literacy knowledge. as far as like these ideas and goals that I have set for myself. It's given me the wisdom needed to stay on the particular path in which I've chosen some time ago, and in hopes of bettering my life and increasing wealth at some point in time, you know, little by little. What also has gotten better? I say the ability to speak on in public, and of course talk on camera with, you know, like with this, you know, when I first started like doing podcasts, I hated the way I sounded. You know what I mean? Like I was just shy in a sense. I was like, oh, that's me. I don't like that. I don't like how that sounds. And seeing stuff on camera, you know, but start doing this thing a little bit more, you get so it becomes a lot easier to do it and come with a lot more confidence. So what's also gotten better over time, fashion. I think fashion has gotten better over time for me. I think that yeah, like choices, colors, knowing what colors go with which season, and all of that shit, and areas and where you are. I believe that's been pretty helpful, and learning to listen a little bit better has definitely been changed for the better. Like to just listen, and in that sense, and listen to various people, not just like mentors and famous people like philosophers and whatnot, but like your peers, and being able to just listen to them and recognize when you're at fault on things, and admitting those faults too. I think that's a pretty I think that's something that I would say I've definitely been able to pick up on about myself. What's changed for the better? Overall, just me, you know what I'm saying? Just growth. I would say that it's definitely growth, and able to allow people to just be people, and then deciding where you want them to be in your life after that. I think that's a mature way of dealing with life, and not feel, again, continuously learning from the concept that love is about appreciation and not possession, because you don't recognize how immature emotionally you are in relationships until you get to experience said relationships, be it, friendships and shit like that, dating, all of that, so it's like it definitely highlights a lot for you to see yourself once you go through things, and then recognizing those emotions and processing them like a man and not a child. You know what I'm saying? Like learning the difference to handle things like an adult versus a child, because again, children throw tantrums, adults discuss, they talk, and over time it's definitely been some situations that have risen in my life where I've had to learn how to communicate like an adult versus a child. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you find yourself doing what's by the default, remember, you're gonna get the same thing if you keep doing what you've always done. So it's like, all right, let's try a different outcome in that moment, trying to catch it. You feel me? But yeah, overall, I'd say just been growth. I'd say that growth has been there, and I'll definitely take time to, be proud of yourself, but also understanding room for improvement, and continue to work to be the best version of yourself that you can be for yourself. And everybody else gets the rest. My cup runneth over, you know what I mean? But it has to be about you. Doing it for you. It's easier to do it for when you're doing it for others, but it has to be for you. So those are the things I would say I've definitely grown I've definitely gotten better for me over time.